Super Tuesday is a grand day in the United States when presidential campaigns generally begin. Voters in Virginia and North Carolina began filling out the ballots in the presidential primaries. US President Joe Biden remains the Democratic frontrunner with no significant challengers. Former President Donald Trump is the frontrunner for the Republicans, but Nikki Haley is still his top primary challenger. More in this report.
Voters in Virginia and North Carolina began filling out ballots in the presidential primaries on Tuesday as polls opened in several states across the nation on Super Tuesday. America's two most powerful political parties are moving closer to choose their presidential nominee in the upcoming 2024 elections. Total 15 American states taking part in the event called Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday is a crucial day in the United States presidential primary election process and occurs on the first Tuesday of March this year. That's on the 5th of March. During Super Tuesday, multiple states hold their primary elections or caucus simultaneously, making it a pivotal day in the race for party nominations. March 5th witnessed 15 contests for Republican and 16 contests for Democrats spread across the country. No surprises are likely this year. For the Democratic Party, US President Joe Biden is seeking re-election and he does not have any significant challengers. Ahead of the Super Tuesday, Biden and Trump have emerged as clear winners from their polls. In the Republican fold, Donald Trump has won support of 244 delegates. Nikki Haley has only 43 by her side. They need 1,215 delegates. In the Democrats' fold, Joe Biden has won the support of 206 delegates and needs the support of 1,918 delegates to make his race secure. Super Tuesday is going to be a D-Day for challenger Nikki Haley, who hopes to upend the former president's march towards becoming the party's flag bearer once again. Nimrata Nikki Haley is an American politician and diplomat who served as the 116th governor of South Carolina from 2011 to 17 and as the 29th United States ambassador to the United Nations from Jan 2017 to December 2018. A member of the Republican Party, Haley is the first Indian American to serve in a presidential cabinet. Other candidates who are also contesting in the election: Adam Schiff, member of the Democratic Party, and he was a member of the California State Senate from 1996 to 2000. He previously served in the House of Foreign Affairs Committee. Schiff was the lead impeachment manager in the first impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. Second one, Katie Porter, who flipped a Republican congressional seat to become a first Democrat to represent her Orange County district. In Congress, she is a member of the House Finance Service Committee and the House Oversight and Reform Committee. After the Super Tuesday, the campaigning will continue as usual, with the remaining states continuing to hold primaries over the next several months. The final primaries of the campaign will be held on June 4th, when Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, and South Dakota all hold Republican and Democratic primaries, and Washington, D.C. holds a Democratic primary. Anil Thomas for DD India.
The latest DD India correspondent Benji Haya joins us live from Washington, D.C. Benji, what's new from Super Tuesday? How does the clearance from the Supreme Court strengthen Donald Trump's candidacy in Super Tuesday?
Well, that's a good question, because 24 hours ago it could have been a very different story. The Supreme Court in Washington, D.C., a short while from where I'm standing in the state of Virginia, took up a case that might have seen Donald Trump barred from the ballot. The argument put forward by states is that he incited an insurrection attempt following the 2020 election that he lost to Joe Biden. However, the Supreme Court predictably deciding that he can stay on the ballot, and now Donald Trump in a prime position, on a rocket, he says, to clinch the nomination in these rounds of votes on Super Tuesday. 15 states on the ballot, and Donald Trump has won all but one of the contests so far as part of this primary battle. It could create an insurmountable challenge for his main rival, Nikki Haley, the former South Carolina governor, the former United States ambassador to the United Nations. This really is her last chance to try to impede Donald Trump's momentum, and her best shot probably lies exactly where we're standing in Virginia. Traditionally more moderate Republican voters who might be more sympathetic to her political position. And also critically, this is what's known as an open primary. What do we mean by that? Well as Republican voters coming into the building behind me to decide whether they want Donald Trump or Nikki Haley to be the Republican Party's nominee to take on Joe Biden in 2024. There may also be some Democrat voters taking part in their own separate primary and also able to vote in the Republican one. That is key because a number of them may decide to vote in favor of Haley as a way to try to stop a Donald Trump presidency.
That's interesting. How clear is President Joe Biden's path for nomination? How are concerns around his health approval ratings amidst two big conflicts articulated by his party and supporters?
Look, much of the attention today is on the Republican race, but of course, let's not forget that there is still technically a Democrat contest going on as well. That is traditionally won by the incumbent, Joe Biden, and will be won predictably by the incumbent Joe Biden, who leads that contest to be the contender for the Democrat Party. It's not been smooth sailing. There have been some challenges from within his own party ranks, but nothing to put him far off course and what is going to be a likely victory for him here in Virginia and in other states on Super Tuesday, and in terms of a primary contest as a whole. The most discontent we've seen so far in states, for example, like Michigan in the north of the country, discontent expressed, for example, at positions on foreign policy. But ultimately, if we're looking at the set of results today that could dictate how Joe Biden fares on Super Tuesday, he is likely to come off a strong winner.
Benji, thank you for those updates.